Hello wizards. Today I came with a chapter from class 8 because of my students' request. The name of the chapter is Crop Production and Management. Students, you know, this is the first chapter from the textbook of class 8. Therefore, I'll cover the following topics and subtopics today from this chapter. So first of all, I'll go through the introduction of the chapter, that is the meaning of a crop, then what are the types of crop, then I'll shift to the basic practices of crop production. What are the topics or subtopics related to it? This is number 1, it is the preparation of the soil, sowing of seeds, adding manure and fertilizer, and finally I'll finish today's video. The rest of the chapter will be covered in my next video. So students, let us start the chapter with the introduction of the chapter, that is what is a crop. When farmers grow a single type of plant in a huge area or in a large scale, it is called a crop. So what the NCERT book says, when plants of the same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called a crop. So it's very simple. So students, you can understand that when we allow to grow plants of same kind in a large area so that we can get a huge production from it, it is known as crop. So there are various examples regarding this, that is, you can say paddy is a type of crop, then wheat, different types of vegetables, then cereals, then the pulses and many more. So here comes a question, what is the use of growing lots and lots of crops in a particular area? The answer of the question is, in our world there is a increase in a population. To meet the needs of this increasing population, we need to grow plants in huge amount so that we can get a plenty amount of crops and their products. So students, it is very much important for us to grow crops and get the production from it. For example, the fruits, the vegetables, the cereals, the pulses and many more. So students, in this chapter we'll go through the different techniques by which we can increase the production of crops and its products. So before that guys, let me tell you one thing. There are two types of crops grown in our country based on the season in which they are planted. So they are, number 1, it's kharif crops, and number 2, it's rabi crops. So students, you can see in the screen that kharif crops are the crops which are grown in the rainy season in India, that is during the month of June to September. The example of these type of crops are paddy, then maize, then soybean, different types of nuts like groundnuts, then cotton and many more type of vegetables and fruits. So among this, these plants are planted or they are grown because they need huge amount of water. So the rainy season is chosen for their growth. The next part or the next type of crop is the Ravi crop. The Ravi crops are grown in the month of October to March. The example of these crops are wheat, gram, vegetables like sweet peas, cauliflower, then brinjal, then mustard, then linseed, etc., etc. These again, the crops need less amount of water and they are grown in foggy season. That's why they are grown in this, under this criteria. So students, it is very much clear that kharif crops and rabi crops are totally different. They are grown in their seasons to get the production. Now we will go through the main part of the chapter, that is the basic practice of crop production. So students, let me tell you, if we follow the rules and regulations or the steps in cultivating the crops, then we will be successful to grow huge amount and the production will be more. So in this criteria, there are various activities, that is, first of all, preparation of the soil, then sowing of the seeds, then adding manure and fertilizers, then irrigation, then protecting from weeds, then harvesting, and last one is the storage. So students, in this video we will go through preparation of the soil, sowing of seeds, and adding manure and fertilizer. So first of all students, let me tell you about what is preparation of the soil. The soil must be prepared before sowing the seeds. There are many reasons behind this. Before sowing the seeds, the land or the area which has to be cultivated must be clean. It must be free from other unuseful or not useful type of plants. Those are called weeds. So weeds are generally destroyed by various ways, and then the soil is prepared. While preparing the soil, it is actually, we call it as loosening the soil. The soil is loosened with the help of different techniques or different tools and instruments. The soil is loosened because a loosened soil contains huge amount of gases which are necessary for plant growth. Then the roots of the soil can grow deeper and deeper if the soil is loosened properly. This is another reason. And if the soil is loosened, the growth of the plant takes place very nicely just because of the roots that are growing in the soils properly. The loosened soil is very good for the growth and development of useful microorganisms and also for the earthworms. So for these few purposes, the soil is first of all loosened. While practicing gardening in our own places, what we generally do, we use small plows, we use khurpa to dig the soil, isn't it? So we dig the soil properly, then we put seeds in it. But to do this in huge amount, plows are used and the soil is loosened with the help of plows. A simple plow is shown in the video. You can see the diagram. It has a wooden handle and a plowshare. The plowshare is actually made up of iron or certain other material. The iron plowshare is helpful for digging the soil properly and loosening it. The crumbs of or big pieces of soil are again crushed by the farmers if required. But the thing is that nowadays we use different techniques for loosening the soil. Another simple tool is the hoe. You can see a picture of a hoe in your screen. A hoe is a simple tool which has a long rod of wood, or it may be of iron. It has a bent plate or blade made up of iron. This blade is actually responsible for digging the soil and loosening the soil. So both these two structures, that is a plow or a hoe, can be used. Instead of that, we can use a cultivator also. Nowadays farmers prefer cultivator because farmers need to prepare the soil in lesser duration of time. A cultivator is a simple process, or we can say an instrument, or we can say it is a tractor driven cultivator. A tractor that is fitted with some simple tools that can dig the soil. A tractor is run by the help of diesel oil, thus it runs faster and makes the soil loosen in small duration of time. So you can see a cultivator in the picture of the screen. The loosening or preparation of the soil is successful in using different tools. Then comes the process of sowing of seeds. The sowing of seeds is very important in the process of cultivation. Seeds are sown. Before that, seeds are selected. Good quality seeds are taken so that they can grow better and healthy quality crops. A simple experiment we can do with the help of the seeds and a beaker. If we put a beaker half filled with water and put the seeds in it and wait for some time, we will see that the damaged seeds float above the water level and the good quality seeds are found in the bottom of the beaker. This shows that the good quality one is present just in the bottom of the beaker, which are ready to be sown. Seeds are selected because seeds must be free from germs, free from worm, eggs, and they must grow into a healthy plant. So after selecting the seeds, they are sown with the help of traditional tools or modern tools. So some of the traditional tools and their pictures are given in your screen. Generally farmers use traditional tools by putting the seeds in the funnel like structure, and they fall down and they are put in the soil very nicely. This funnel, this type of simple tools are fitted with ox driven parts or sometimes in the tractors. Modern tools like seed drills are found. Seed drills are again fitted with the seeds. The seeds fall down. Seed drills have some advantages. It is a simple tool that sows the seeds uniformly by maintaining proper distance and proper depth. It has to be taken care that seeds must be sown following proper distance between them, and it must attain a depth. So sowing of seed with the help of seed drill saves our time as well as our labor. So students, this is all about sowing the seeds. Now we will shift to adding manure and fertilizer, our next topic. Before that, I want to say that soil must be enriched with lots and lots of minerals in it, because plants need huge amount of minerals during photosynthesis as well as some other purposes. These minerals are taken up by the plants with the help of roots. So what happens to the plants when they are grown in every season? The soil lose its minerals whenever they are used time to time. To meet the need of these minerals, the soil must be enriched with different types of minerals. The simple process of enriching the soil with mineral is manuring it. A manure is an organic substance which is made with the help of decomposing some plant or animal wastes. Plant wastes are like the whole body of the plant, or it may be vegetable peels, fruit peels which are obtained from the kitchen, or animal wastes like cow dung or any other dung from animals. They are put in the soil and covered with the soil and allowed to decompose, and after the decomposition they are sprinkled in the entire area and they get mixed in the soil, and the soil becomes enriched with lots and lots of minerals. The other way of enriching the soil is using fertilizers. Fertilizers are also helpful in enriching the soil as they allow to provide nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and lots of minerals in it. Fertilizers are produced in the factories. Some examples are urea, ammonium sulfate, then NPK, potash. So fertilizers are made in the factories and they are sprinkled directly in the farm areas. They have some disadvantage also. Since the farmers use fertilizers, the soil gets the minerals, although the soil's fertility is lost because they are not able to store or enrich the soils with the minerals. Whatever the fertilizer contains in them, they are dragged by the plants, but they are not at all helpful in enriching the soil with minerals. So there is a difference between using fertilizer and manure. Fertilizers have some side effects of using. The soil's fertility is lost. So students, I am providing with this difference between fertilizers and manures. You can see in the screen. Fertilizers have some advantages, they have disadvantages too. Manures have lots and lots of advantages, they have less disadvantages with them. So they are used in huge amount nowadays. Various other ways are also used by the farmers, like vermicomposting. It is very safe way to vermicompost soil by using the earthworms, then using biofertilizers or killing organisms which are not required, which are actually the pests for the crops. So different ways are used to enrich the soil. They have their own ways, so it depends upon the farmers so that they can grow the crops with the help of fertilizers and manures. So students, today up to this much is there in the video. The rest of the topics, that is irrigation, then the protection of the crop from weeds, harvesting and storage will be discussed in the next video. Please stay tuned to get my upcoming videos. Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. You can also ask me some questions or can clear your doubt by typing in the comment box. That's all for today. Thank you.